Back now on Triad today, and with me once again is our good friend Brent McKinney, J. Paul Director, if we can see him. He's Executive Director at Park, been on the show many times, but not enough. We like to get him as many times as we can. Welcome to the program again, sir.
Thank you, Jim. Always glad to be with you.
You and yours, as they say, have been in the news a lot. In just a moment, we're going to talk about the Regional Transportation Summit, which was a big hit. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about ridership and some other things. But first, a couple negative things that have been in the news. There have been some newspaper stories, some editorials, about an audit that was done at Part, but things are okay, and I want you to tell me about it.
Yeah, well, thanks for bringing it up. Let's talk about that. We had an audit from the Federal Transit Administration. Auditors came in and looked over our books and looked at everything that we do, put us under a microscope.
Which is good.
It's really good, and they found some irregularities in our record keeping. Funds are all there, grants are protected and so forth, but it was the way that we reported, kept our ledgers on expenses versus revenue. They weren't up to par.
Yeah, and it's
so
important
for that, we really feel bad about it, but we made some significant changes. We put in some new procedures. We've written some, I don't know how many administrative policies that I've put in place, and so we're going to be okay.
And you have a new finance officer coming in?
I have a new chief finance officer who came to work today. This week, and who has just a wonderful background in transit, who understands all those circulars and federal processes and regulations.
Sure.
And the lead auditors for that financial management oversight review are in our offices as we are speaking, and they are finding things in order. And
That's
so
great.
we hope to come out. The auditor said we may make an announcement tomorrow.
Good.
So it should be just
back on track, which would free up.
Back on track.
That would free up construction funds.
And all of our viewers should know that it really was a good audit, and we have no problems with it at all. Everyone ought to go through one. It'll make you a better person.
Yeah.
It'll make you a really good record keeper.
It can be tense sometimes, but again, I mean, like you said, no money missing, everything's accounted for. It's just, we just wanted to change some procedures.
It's been really tense, but I hope folks just bear with us.
How is, now just quickly, I want to go over the summit from last week, which I was here in the studio, was not able to attend, but my wife was telling me about it, and I looked at it in the news media. It seemed like a tremendous success. You had some top-notch people speaking.
What about that lineup? This is our second annual regional summit that we've had. We had the governor. Perdue was our keynote speaker.
Right.
We had Secretary of Commerce Keith Crisco. Kicked off a meeting. We had Shelley Patricia from the HUD was here.
And for non-political reasons, you just happened to have Pat McCrory, too.
And we had Pat McCrory come in and talk to us about the public transportation over dinner. It was a fantastic lineup. We had right at 300 people had pre-registered for that conference, and all of them came and they stayed for the entire conference. It was a home run.
Yeah, and the governor made a big announcement about freeing up some funds for the Beltway. Pat McCrory, who brought in the light rail down into Charlotte, has a lot of experience. He brought something to the table and with information, and one way or the other, we saw our next governor there, right? Because he's probably going to run against her. So it was an interesting, big day. You had a lot of people there. What, 300 and some people?
About 300 people, and we had about 50 people who walked up for the conference to
Oh,
sign
my
in,
Lord.
and we were able to accommodate them. But back to that comment about the governor of Perdue, that was some big news that this region really needed to have. About the Beltway around Winston-Salem being moved up.
Because 52 is just too congested.
Jim, we started the studies on that Beltway on February the 20th of 1989. I was there. And it's been 22 years, and we're waiting to see that project come in sight. Speeding up the completion of the loops around Greensboro, it was a great day for the Triad.
What's ridership looking like on the Park buses?
August was unbelievable. We went over 50,000 rides. It was the second highest month that we've ever had. And we were down for July because we had raised our rates, and it turned around. We had a 21% increase in ridership for August over the month of July.
You hear that? I'm looking out there. There's some of you in the media, my fellow media guys, and I've seen you write some things. Say, hey, I don't think anybody rides the Park buses. Did you just hear what he said? Now, usually I don't preach right into the camera.
Highest occupancy per bus of any system in the state, and the lowest cost per passenger mile. And our viewers, if you see an empty bus, it's probably around Winston-Salem, because that's where the buses spend the night.
Right.
That's where they get up and leave out in the morning empty. They come back during the midday. But everywhere else, when they're in business, 5:40 in the morning, standing up.
Yeah, I know.
This is a great system.
My wife makes me spend the night in one of those buses when she's mad at me. partnc.org is the website. And to Brent McKinney, thanks for all you do.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate
All right. We'll be right back after this. Help keep the air clean for our children. Support transit.
I'm an advocate for public transportation.
It's never too late to change your habits. Don't make a fuss.
Ride the bus.
Transit. Some of us ride it. All of us need it.